The scope of this. So about 3 months ago my wife had me served for divorce. I went to an attorney and filed my response at the courthouse. The attorney suggested we try to work out what we were going to do that would be cheaper. I tried for weeks to get my wife to tell me how we were going to deal with the kids and dividing stuff. She would only tell me she was working on something. After arguing one night, I asked her to put the divorce on hold and let's try to work on this. If we could not, she would still have the divorce filed. She said she would and told me she did. 2 months later I found out she didn't and I missed the court date. I did not receive notice. She told me she gave me what I wanted and she was moving out that day. She left and went to live with her mother. I had stopped my attorney from doing anything when she told me she stopped the divorce. I was stupid, I know, but I love her and trusted her. Everything was not great, but she was hugging me every morning and telling me she loved me. We were doing stuff with the kids and I thought we were going to try again. I went back to my attorney and filed a motion to dismiss based on I thought we were reconciling, and she played to that feeling to her advantage. We have a new court date now, in about 3 weeks. What can I expect? Did I mess up? Is she now going to ask for more since I asked for a new hearing? I don't know what to do or what is going to happen. Every time I call the lawyer, I'm charged a fortune. The initial hearing gave me house but her most everything in it. 50-50 custody and 600 CS and 600 SS until the final divorce hearing. I did not even get a say or anything. Taking my tools and all the boys and mine camping stuff, but she keeps all her things and hobbies. I got all the debt and bills and she is debt-free and gets $12,000 a month from me. She knows that if I had known I would have been there. She could have intercepted the notice. I have no idea. She was living with me this entire time for over a month after the hearing and never said a word. She lived with me the entire time. My kids know she was there. Hell, I even let her mother and brother move in for 2 weeks to help them come down and buy a house. Helped me move and everything. She was so nice then. As soon as her mother got moved into her new house and she had the judge's ruling for over a month without me knowing, she left. I want the house and I don't mind splitting things. But wanting my tools and all my sons and camping gear, that's just plain mean. I don't want her scrapbooking, quilting, sewing stuff. Also, she had been removing things from the house long before I got the divorce notification. When I confronted her about things I saw missing, she had excuses. Again, I was stupid and I love her. Who knows? I got this new hearing and I think it's to discuss my motion to dismiss the previous ruling at the hearing I was not. Oh yeah, she wants me to pay all her legal bills and take all the current bills she was paying, which was not a lot. I paid for nearly everything. I suspect OM, but I don't know. Boys are 15 and 10. 15-year-old is with me and does not want to go with his mother. He is very upset with her. The 10-year-old is going back and forth every week. Not ideal right now, but she is living with her mother now and the 15-year-old can't stand it over there and is not very happy with his mom. I don't force the issue. He went to see her the other day but came back that evening. I try to stay happy around them and I generally can be when I have them. But they both are hurting so bad right now. She on the other hand acts like she is pretty happy. When I tell people exactly the things she is doing, they all say she is cheating and I'm just blind to it. I can't imagine she would do that. But they all say that, right? Well, major update. I guess my wife was just notified of the new hearing date. She was not happy and for the first time in 3 weeks she contacted me. I have not been talking or messaging her at all during this time. She does not want to go to court and wants to break things up fairly. I think she just wants out and is willing to do whatever she can to make it happen. She was obviously scared. I called her and told her how she was manipulating me and she knew she was doing it. I think it finally dawned on her that the judge is not going to look kindly on that. Anyway, we are going to work out a better division and I will get to see the kids whenever I want to. She did, however, say that maybe in a year we could try again. She just needed to get away for a while. I don't think so. I'm not going to be Plan B. What did Plan B do to you? It's easy to say I would not wait till she got right in the head. But I still love her. I know she doesn't love me. If it's true, it will come to light soon. It will not only destroy me but the kids as well. I pray it's not true, but it doesn't matter if it is. If it's true, I don't want her back. If it's not true, she still doesn't want me. I'm in the same boat no matter what. Just trying to take the pain in small doses. I can't handle knowing that she is with another man right now. We have most of it worked out on paper. I go and discuss with lawyer tomorrow. If we have it all worked up, I may not need to go back to court. I just wanted to have a say. She is playing me like a fiddle and I'm not letting her do it anymore. I don't think I have any way to find out if she is with someone else. I had a relapse of depression yesterday talking about all the splitting up of stuff. I like how she wants stuff that she was never interested in the first place. So, starting this Sunday I have the boys for 3 whole weeks. She is going out of town all of a sudden and I'm taking the boys to my mom's for Thanksgiving. She said she already made plans so it was okay if I had them. This is the kind of stuff I don't understand. I could never go 3 weeks without seeing the boys. This is what makes me think she is screwing around. If she is seeing someone, I feel pretty confident that it won't last and she will regret what she has done. What a piece of work, huh? My skin crawls now thinking of what she is doing and how she acts. It's disgusting. If she is out next week, she is defiantly going to miss the court date. Not my problem. By then I will have written up what we are doing. She won't say where she is going. I hope it is with another man. The boys will see exactly who the responsible parent is. And I'm not going to protect her. Not my job anymore. She wasn't to be a tramp, let her. Every day is a struggle, and the one thing I have issues with is realizing she is no longer the woman I married. I know she loves the boys, but she is so self-centered right now, it's crazy. It's like she feels life has passed her by or something. Or maybe I'm just horrible to live with. She knows I'm a good father and cannot say any different. It blows my mind some of the things she has been doing. I still love her and I hope that will fade. This week we have been dividing stuff up via email. It's brought me back to almost square one with depression. I want my life back. This morning I was thinking about what it's going to be like a year from now. The boys will be going back and forth and I will probably be mostly over her. I have a bad feeling I'm going to learn the truth about what she is doing and it's going to make me hate her. Will just got back from attorney. He said we have a really good case if she wants to go to the hearing next week. She was beyond deceitful. I gave her what she wanted and made some changes to what I want. I think I was more than fair. It's up to her now. If she doesn't agree, then we can go back and forth with the attorneys. Or we can go to the hearing next week and mess up her little vacation away from me and her children. She hasn't been able to get a hold of her attorney. Seems like she hired Quiet the winner. Good for me, I guess. I just want this over. I told her as well that under no circumstances will I be her plan B. This was it. It's over and I do not want her back ever. I would love it to never have to see her again. She had the first hearing without telling me about it. Lived with me 2 months after the hearing and never said a word. Told me we were reconciling and pretending all was good. I missed the first hearing because she said the divorce was on hold. I was duped into not going. I don't care about her vacation. It's her problem, not mine. I'm just a little jumpy right now. On edge and kind of cranky. Didn't sleep last night thinking about meeting with lawyer. Wife says she is going to sign and return to me tomorrow. I'll take it and give to my attorney tomorrow. I'm sure she doesn't want to fight in court. I'm on some kind of getting it over with high right now. I'm sure I will come down and be depressed once it's signed. I still don't want my marriage to end. I pay $1,000 a month, 500 CS, 500 SS. SS ends in 1 year. I can afford that, so I will be okay. Yes, if she shacks up it stops. 50-50 custody. She signed this morning. I go and sign today. I feel like crap. I still love her so much. I know I was to blame for some of our problems and she was too. There are so many things I want to tell her. I was thinking of writing a letter just to get some of it out. I need closure. I don't need the final word, just need her to understand how much I really did love her. I don't know if she cheated, but I do know she no longer loves me. I find it hard to imagine that I was so bad that she would give up on our wonderful family and our 2 great boys. I made so many mistakes in our marriage. So many times, it would have been better just to talk about my problems than to keep them inside. I know I didn't show how much I loved her and I felt she was neglecting me as well. We should have been to counseling years ago. I understand all of that and there is plenty of blame to go around. However, what I don't understand is the selfishness, the disregard for the boys' feelings. I don't understand her priorities and they do not line up with mine, not even close. I know she loves the boys. I do not doubt that for a minute. I know she knows I do too. The hardest part for me is I did not see a future without her. She has been planning for a future without me. I would do anything to keep us together. It appears she would do anything to escape. It hurts. Why is it so hard to remember the bad times? I focus on all the good times and that hurts me the most. I wish I could hate her. I wish I could emphasize the bad times. I don't want to be that person. Anyway, just my daily venting. I got the boys tonight for a movie and then I have them for 3 weeks. That's right, 3 weeks. She will not see them for 3 weeks. I can't imagine ever not seeing my boys for 3 weeks. I just don't understand. Even if I did not love her at all, I could not go that long without seeing my kids. We each keep our retirement. Schools will remain the same as long as I own this home. Her insurance is better, so she is doing that and I will get my own. We will split all expenses for kids. Not sure where she is going to live, so I will probably have kids more than half the time. This morning I feel like emailing her and telling her how much I miss her. I really do. You can't live with someone for 22 years and not miss them. How can she not miss me? I spent the whole weekend cleaning the house and trying to organize my life. Get rid of anything that reminds me of her. I want her to come get her stuff ASAP. Comments. I know this is hard, but begging her back will not work and will most certainly backfire into a second false reconciliation with less money for you to keep. As for her stuff, send a short message by text that her stuff is available to be picked up on whatever day works for you. After that, you will need to dispose of it in order to properly clean up your home. You certainly don't need to be her storage locker. OP responds, I had a pretty decent weekend. I'm going to make my home a home. She refused to do that. Problem is my house is huge, way too big for me, but the payment is $11,000, which is close to what I would have to pay for an apartment. But I have some plans for the house as well. It was my dream house, but guess it was not hers. My man cave is coming along and I have plans for my office as well. It's going to take more time now, but I will have plenty of that. So, lawyer called and said all paperwork is signed by judge. We are divorced. So, my plan now is to change locks, move her stuff into garage and give her 30 days to remove it. Sound like a plan? Wow, I'm super bummed today. I can't live alone. I need someone to come home to. This is going to be so hard. I was feeling so good yesterday and I'm really just depressed today. Not a good place to be. I hate it. Update. Found out yesterday where she is and who she is with. Put all the pieces together and she was cheating on me after all. I was blind to it and kept trying to make excuses and believing her lies. I let her know that I know where she is and who she is with. I called her mother and told her exactly what she is doing and what she has been doing. I plan on telling everyone that she has been bad-mouthing me too. Why should I look bad and she keep her reputation? I'm not the one who cheated. I can't stand the thought of her now. Lying, manipulating I hope she rots in hell. I've been preparing myself to move on and I feel like I have regressed. Not sad, just real angry now. I can't stop thinking about what she did. Betrayed me and threw her family in the trash. What a piece of work. Should I continue to out her to friends and family? Her boss does not know she is screwing one of her employees. It felt great telling her mother and my dad. I don't know what to do with all this anger right now. About a year and a half ago she up and said she wanted a divorce. After a stupid argument I don't even remember what it was about. I then found out on her phone that she had been staying up late and texting a man that works at her company. They were talking about her back and he would rub it for her and all that crap. It turns out that she was going out with friends the night I confronted her about the texts. She admitted she was going out with him and they were just friends. Said they were just texting and it didn't mean anything. Fast forward a few months and we made up, did not file for divorce and were pretty happy for a while. I see now that this other guy was going through a divorce as well and it was put on hold. I found documents online that support this the other day. For at least the most part of this year she has been pulling away from me again. Throwing little things in my face and telling me how my depression is causing everyone to be miserable. Even though she is the one that is depressing me. Finally, about 3 months ago she has me served with divorce papers in front of my kids. We argue and I beg and plead and she tells me she will call off the divorce. In fact, she did not, went to a hearing, and did not tell me about it. Continued to live in my house and sleep in the same bed, telling me she loved me, and the whole time making plans to leave. One day I got something in the mail about child support and garnishing my wages. I asked her if she needed to tell me something and she responded that she was moving out. She took all her clothes and said she would be back for her stuff. I found out the next day she had a judgment that gave her most of the furniture and stuff. I immediately called my attorney and retained him again. Told him what she was doing and he filed a stop of the order. When she finally got word of this she panicked. She had a big 2-week vacation plan that she just could not miss for the new court date that was 3 days after she was supposed to leave. In a panic she called me and said to have something wrote up and she would sign it. She signed it and did not question any part of it. I was fair in the agreement and split things fairly. I did feel that what she was asking for child support and alimony were low. Fast forward to this week. She left Monday. She had not finished signing the paperwork and by Tuesday had it signed and notarized. Mid morning my son got a text. His phone is her old phone and number. It stated something like what flight he got in on and his connecting flight to Tampa was delayed or something. I replied with a hey but got no response. Later that day I looked up the phone number. It was the same guy she was texting before. He owns a home in Tampa. I looked on our paperwork and noticed her notary was from Florida. I looked him up and he is in Tampa. I texted her and said I hope you two are happy in Tampa. To this point she had told no one where she was going. Not even the kids or her mother. Later I texted her that now she could get the back rubs she wanted. I got no reply. When I got home, I texted the guy from the other phone and told him he should check the number before he texts. I set the phone down and my son brought it to me with a voicemail. He called back and was pissed, etc. I texted her back and said I thought that would get her attention. Her oldest now knows about the affair and started to put stuff together on his own. The youngest knows nothing. She then threatened me if I took this further, she would take me for everything. I ended by telling her she was a piece of garbage. I called her mother and told her where she was and what she was doing to include the stuff in the past linking to this guy. I then told my family and a former friend she had turned against me. Long story and I think I may be leaving out some details. All the manipulation and making me feel like crap that I was a terrible husband and she was cheating on me. I don't know what else to say. She's in another city with another man not one day after papers are signed. She tried to keep it a big secret. I figure it out and call her out and now she's mad. Yeah, okay. You have got a lot of nerve to get angry with me. My son got no sleep last night as well. He doesn't show emotion but I can tell he is pissed. He deserves much better than this. A lot of the stuff she was doing makes total sense now. Some things that confused me are clear. What a piece of garbage. How things are falling apart for the lovebirds. Isn't quiet the vacation you imagined. No one was supposed to know. You don't have that air of innocence anymore. You can't play victim like you planned. Can you look at yourself in the mirror? How can you look at your kids? Dad's really not to blame now, is he? I look at the course of events in the past week and wonder how in the hell did this all line up right now. I would like to think God was not going to allow you to deceive me any longer. I prayed for peace and understanding and He gave it to me. I did not understand why He said no when I asked for my marriage to be healed. I understand now. He knew I deserved better, was not worthy of your lies and deceptions. The choice to be fooled by your actions was mine. I chose to believe you, I chose to trust you, never again. I will focus all my energies on the boys now. Should not be hard, I never stopped. My priorities were always where they should be. Yours have not in a long time. My mind is still filled with your lies, but that will pass. I know I tried my hardest to save my marriage, I just did not understand what forces were against me. You on the other hand have a long road ahead, one paved with your own lies and deceptions. You now travel that road alone. Soon the fog will lift and you will no longer see the same look in your kids' faces. Respect is not as easily returned like you think it will be. I would be lying I said I didn't still love you. But it's not the present you that I love. It's what you were or what I thought you were. That's who I love. From the time I was a kid, maybe 13 years old, I always wanted to be a father. I always wanted sons of my own. That may sound strange, but it's true. I remember when my first son was born, my dad pulled me aside and told me, "It will be okay, son. Don't be scared, you will be a good dad." I remember looking at him like he was crazy. Of course, I will be a good dad. I loved my son since he was a blip on the sonogram. I had no fear at all. I was excited, cried my head off when he came out. There was nothing I wanted more and nothing that I have ever loved so instantly. When my second son was born, I was just as excited, just not as scared of the whole birthing process. I didn't feel any different about him. I felt he was more of a gift for my oldest. Every boy needs a brother. Since those days I have had times when I was a great dad and times when I failed. A few things I always did. I always told my boys I loved them, every day, multiple times a day. And whenever I spanked or punished them, I always returned that night to explain what I did and why and that I loved them. I've been a Cub Scout leader, Boy Scout leader, baseball coach, basketball coach, and soccer coach. I have no childhood experience at any of those things. Regardless, I did it for my boys. Probably made a fool out of myself in the process. My sons and my family have always come first. In fact, I neglected my own family, brothers, mother in favor of my family. So, what do I regret? I think I may have spoiled them a little. I think I failed at teaching them the value of $1, although I tried. I didn't pay enough attention to their schoolwork. My wife handled that while I did sports and recreation. I always made their birthdays special, vacations the best I could do, and encouraged sleepovers and lots of activities with friends. Is it strange that my 15 and my 10-year-old love to hop in the bed with me and lay next to each other and watch movies? It's probably our most favorite thing to do. We just sit and watch TV and talk about when I was a kid. I tell them about the good old days when you could do prank calls and stuff. They love those stories. My 15-year-old son feels no shame for hugging his dad. I can remember that age and would never think of showing affection to my father as a 15-year-old boy. Although I am not a perfect dad, I sure try my best. I may be a lot of things, bad husband, failed partner in marriage, and not a good son, but I think I have been the best dad I know how to be. Things are still rough but getting better. The betrayal is so fresh in my mind. We are going to my mother's for Thanksgiving. I'm taking the boys with me cause my ex has plans. Nice, huh? 2 weeks away was not enough. My new emotion, journal entry for the day. I came from divorced parents. My mother cheated on my dad when I was 13. I remember the divorce, the arguing, and I remember how it affected my dad. I remember thinking it was not fair that my mom did something wrong and my dad had to move out. I hated the other man. He moved in with us only a few months later. I intentionally took out all my hate on that guy. When he was gone, I turned my resentment to my mother. I'm 44 years old and I still hold some of that resentment today. I have since forgiven and I don't think about it much anymore, but the hurt is still there. So today I started to feel sorry for her. She doesn't care what I think, but she has to care what her son thinks. He is disappointed in her and ashamed. She has hurt his dad and has left them for 3 weeks during the very height of pain to be with another man. They will never forget that. She sent a text to my youngest that she was bringing him back something. My oldest was upset by this. He doesn't want any presents from her little vacation time. It disgusts me to think she can buy them off. My oldest is 15. He is not stupid and will remember this his whole life. I think I should have hidden this from him, and maybe I should have. But it's not right what she is doing, and he has figured most of it out on his own. I told him this morning that I love him and his mother loves him. But he does not have to love what she is doing and has done. That she needs to ask for forgiveness for what she has done. I think about how great my kids are and the thought of hurting them is foreign to me. I would rather die than put them through this pain. I never knew that selfishness had such bounds. It's amazing. I promise to dedicate my time to my boys more so than ever. I promise to never let them down like she has. I promise to be a shoulder to cry on for them forever till my dying day. I'm so confused on how to console my son. I don't remember what would have made me feel better at the time. So, to stay in my theme for the title of this entry, pity is what I feel for her now. Not for the eventual crash and burn of her exit affair, but for the new relationship with her son that she does not even know she has. For the years it will take for her to ever be seen in the same light as before. She does not comprehend the amount of work it will take for her to be forgiven by him. And eventually, even though it won't have the same impact, my oldest will tell the youngest. He will have a moment when he remembers all this and will understand what happened. The pain for him will not be as sharp, but he will wonder why and have no answers like I do. I feel better now. I just keep going up and down. I think she is back from her Florida dirty fest. She has gifts for the boys. How nice. She has destroyed her relationship with her oldest. And she has no idea. He will never look at her the same. I refuse to talk to her or look at her at all. Can't wait till she comes gets her things. They are all boxed up nice in the garage. She is going to be shocked. She felt like she was going to get a round two of moving things out while I'm upset. The police will be here waiting on her when she gets here. I will not have any more of her drama. Deception is an intentional act. It's not an accident. It is planned and rehearsed in the mind till blame and guilt are erased, disguised as self-preservation and redirected as hate toward the innocent spouse. Words are used like you don't trust me or you are controlling. All part of the lies to continue the game you are playing with other people's lives. Those that are deceived wake up too late. They discover they were fools. There is no shame in being that fool. You gave trust, understanding, and loyalty to the other person. They accepted those gifts and used them as tools. Shame on the deceptive ways of the cheating spouse. You will never understand the pain till you feel it yourself. You fooled me, your friends, your children, and your family. But you cannot deceive yourself or God. One day you will have to answer to both. There is some relief for the deceiver, forgiveness from those you hurt. But forgiveness must be sought, and you will never seek that which you don't even realize you need. Well, I know what a trigger is now. I see something on TV that reminds of her and I lose it. I couldn't stop it. Had to go in the closet so the boys would not hear me. I am so upset on how she is so unfeeling and how the boys must be feeling. We all take a back seat to her selfishness. I just broke down. This has to stop. I'm a grown man. I feel like I did on day one. House is coming along, got new dryer installed, got a vacuum cleaner, have cleaned mostly all the closets and unpacked stuff from our move-in 3 years ago. House is cleaner than it ever has been. Found all kinds of stuff from the kids' childhood. She isn't getting none of it. Being a bee has a price. Working out. Was going to start this weekend but got a little down and didn't. I think after Thanksgiving will be a good start date. Thinking of going to a gym. I really want to get started. I know it will help me. Just found out a few minutes ago that she is still down there. Was supposed to come back Friday. So, I guess she is spending the holidays with this guy and people down there as opposed to her kids and her mother that just moved her. She is a real piece of work. I can't understand it. It is affecting my son and I hate her for it. He is so mad at her now. She thinks she is going to come back and hug him and all will be good. I don't think it's going to work that way. Hard to focus today. Got so much work to do. I feel like I'm starting over. Whatever I do, I cannot talk to her. If I do, I will break down. Well, I had some info wrong and found some I didn't know. I had phone number, address, and name correct. I discovered his middle initial and that helped. I had birth date correct as well. I found out he purchased his home from a woman that lived with him that filed a domestic violence charge against him a month before she sold him the house. I can't tell if he's married now, not showing up. Maybe it's a good sign. No one has heard from my ex in days and I don't care. She has not texted my youngest in almost 2 days. Normally I would be worried sick, imagining all kinds of bad things, calling people to figure out if she is okay. But I don't care if she is okay. If she has put herself in a bad spot, so be it. Not my problem, right? I miss her and still think about her. But I am not really concerned right now if she is okay or safe. That's strange to say, but it's true. I may be letting go slowly, or it could just be the emotion of this particular minute. He can have her. I could do that. But don't think it would work. He prob makes 130,000 plus, working in Afghanistan. If I find out he has a past more than I found, I will pursue with my lawyer. She is not thinking like a mother or a rational person. All the thought of her sleeping with another man disgusts me. I refuse to ever enter that thing again. He can have her lies and bull crap. I don't think it will take long for him to wise up. It's done. We are divorced. The settlement phase is over. I didn't find out till after. I know I don't want her back. She is not the same person and has turned into something I am not attracted to in any way. You're right, I love who she was nor who she is now. While only a few more days she will have to come back to reality. I'm trying to imagine how she will face her son. She has to be curious of what he knows. She doesn't care about hurting me, but I'm sure him knowing will hurt her. He has been putting things together too. Told me a few things he figured out. I know. I was doing so good yesterday. I can't help it. I was trying so hard. The thoughts of never holding her again are overwhelming. I'm trying and will keep trying, but for some reason I can't look at myself in the mirror this morning. I'm ashamed, embarrassed, and a whole bunch of other new emotions. 22 years wasted. Half my life of failure. I don't think I will be one of the ones that recover. Forgive me, I think I'm just feeling sorry for myself. I have been avoiding the real problem, me. We were together 22 years. How do you get over that? Better question how she got over it. I have come to the conclusion that I am a bad person. It was not worth it for the kids for her to put up with me. I am a broken person who does not deserve love or family. I drove her into the arms of another. If I was so great, she would never have looked twice at another man. But I must have paled in comparison. I am not a man, I am not a person. I just breathe and exist. God forgive me. I destroyed my family, not her. My actions, words, and personality are at fault. She deserved better than me and she found it. I hate myself. There is no outward explanation, all I had to do was look inward. I understand the new relationship high she has now and that has blinded her to the kids. But if not for me, she would not be in his arms. I am responsible. I was blind, she tried to tell me, and I was blind. I thought we were fine. We were not. And now I pay. I deserve this pain. I have been searching for answers and wanted to blame her. But it's me. I have no one else to blame. My comment, you're on a merry-go-round. Fix yourself and move on. You seem like a great dad. Put a good plan together for the rest of your life and work towards it. Education, interests, diet, involvement with the kids, etc. Time will cure the rest. Part 2 will come in the afternoon. Stay strong and we will meet in Part 2.